and if you criticize her or this film or her weight or anything, you are you already know all of the isms and ist and
but dude, you can't have it both ways. You get one or the other, okay? So you get to do this thing where you make and have a career of vilifying marginalized groups. You can do that. You also don't get to not be called out for it. Like, you can't do the thing and then have other people be like, by the way, it really seems like you hate black people. I can't even say that I don't want a black April O'Neil in my movie without being called a racist by all the woke scolds, the cancel culture, the 1984. It's happening in real time. We're going to talk about TMNT. I don't believe in, you know, the whole, are you a Libra, are you a Scorpio, are you a Pisces? I think it's not based in reality, but I do believe in a system in which every single one of us identifies as one of the turtles, or you can be one of these side characters, you know, you can do that as well. I'm a Michelangelo myself. What are all of you? I'd love to learn. Are you all a bunch of, I'm guessing I'm going to have a lot of Donnies. I feel like this is going to be a big Donnie chat. We'll see though. I'm willing to find out. Donatello for me, Donatello. Casey, all right, we got a Casey. Oh, we got a Splinter already. Nice. Mikey, cool, yeah. I'm Krang, hell yeah. We need more Krangs. I've never been one of the turtles, really. Oh, I'm a party dude. Okay, so we got a Raphael. Nice. Raphaels normally don't identify as Raphaels or tell other people they're Raphaels because they just know. So that's cool to see. We got an O'Neil. Very cool. A Dawn. Metalhead. Okay, all right. We don't have any Baxter Stockmans. I thought there would be at least one. Oh, a Shredder. Oh, damn. Yeah, okay. Casey Jones was Uwu. What are the choices? Well, any of the characters from the show, obviously, and how you identify as them. And then basically, based on that, we can predict your future. That's the really cool thing about TMNT. It's awesome. My brother was Raphael, but only because I was insistent on being a Donatello. I understand. Okay, cool. So if you didn't know, TMNT, it's a cultural icon. Been in a lot of movies. Most people know about them. The recent video game is very good. Shout out to Mega Ran, who did an awesome track for the new TMNT video game. The live action films of the 90s are a part of my cherished childhood. I was just around the right time to be both a young boy and think that ninja stuff was super cool, and also love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Also love the animated series a lot. That and Ghostbusters were kind of my jams. And so like I was really into TMNT. The Michael Bay movies, not so much. They're just kind of abominations. And then, you know, there's been some good animated films here and there and some series. Either way, we now have a new TMNT movie coming out, yes, in theaters. And the right are very upset because this new one had the audacity to make April O'Neil black. Now you know about how mad they get when all of their favorite gingers suddenly become black. There's nothing that gets the right more upset than gingers becoming black. I'm going to be honest with you. It seems in all of pop culture, that's the thing that offends them the most. And they even say things like, this is the erasure of red-headed people. Yes, Ariel, she once was the most famous mermaid of all time, and now she's black. This is erasure of red-headed people, and I will not stand for this. So what's wild about this one is the history behind it, because if you didn't know, there's a lot of really fascinating well, you know what? I don't want to spoil this.
if you criticize this movie, if you criticize this trailer, you're racist, you're sexist, you're a fat phobic, you're every phobic and every ism that has ever been created. Let me go ahead and just get it out of the way for all of the programmed NPCs that are going to respond exactly how you would expect them to respond, because at this point in time, it's beyond a meme now. These weirdos, these psychopaths in Hollywood simply are so far over the line. Remember when this started out with Ghostbusters 2016? That's really where a lot of people started to realize what was going on. And then we got into The Last Jedi. We are now so far over the line of them just pushing nonsense and identity politics. And did you know that April O'Neil is not only black, she's fat as well? So that...
Okay, so that was almost a straight minute of being like, okay, so apparently if you criticize this movie, you're a racist. If you criticize this trailer, you're a fat phobic, blah, blah, blah. By the way, she's both black and fat at the same time. I just want you to know that, okay, bro? So, yeah, what are we supposed to do? What is with wokeism? It's gone out of control.
That's double oppression Olympics. You're not allowed to criticize her at all. And if you do, you're going to be labeled. And we all know the same song and dance from the same exact.
I'm so oppressed as I want to make fun of other people. Oh, it's so hard. So hard to marginalize other communities. Oh, God, the struggle.
People that will yell all day because Eric July made $4 million on his independent comic book company. A bunch of white leftists are really mad that a black man is succeeding. But if we criticize straight up ridiculous identity politics, and this only exists so that it can be weaponized. But let's watch this ridiculous trailer first.
I know a lot of you already know the fucking spoiler to the story, but it's so beautiful. You just gotta love, like, the right-wing pop culture nerds who aren't actual legitimate nerds. Like, seeing so many people freak out about The Last of Us and being like, yeah, apparently The Last of Us wants to go woke, and they have this entire episode about, like, one of the main characters being in a lesbian love story or something. I don't know, but apparently this is just indoctrination, and they really want to... It's like, that was the whole DLC. Did you not play it? Are you a fake gamer? Do you like have stolen gamer fucking valor? What's going on here? That was the DLC, and the DLC was glorious. It was glorious. I can't tell you how much I loved that aspect of it, and I was like, oh my god. Like, I think I both cried multiple times, and I do not do this often with video games. There's not very many video games that have that kind of like emotional resonance. But that part in the video game where it's like, stay, okay, and they take off the masks and all that, I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. And then it just becomes, I'm not going to spoil it, infinitely more tragic. And then see that in The Last of Us play out, and it was so beautiful and amazing, and I was like, this is so incredible. And you motherfucker, have you played it? How can you pretend to care about these properties and you don't know anything about them? There's queer love in The Last of Us, and it's beautiful, and I like, you should remember this. So many of you lost your minds when the second one came out. It's like, oh, what are they trying to do? I feel like we have a character that basically looks like a man because I associate men with giant muscles, and then this like man-like woman or something is supposed to be like a prominent character in the video game. I'm supposed to be like, I play as like, you know, this woman. What am I like? I can't relate to this because it confuses me and it's kind of strange. Like, oh, you fuckers.
And then we will continue. Let me introduce you to Mutant Mayhem, the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles teaser trailer. In theaters, August 4th, 2023.
Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
This is so stupid.
This
is so stupid.
Shout out to Tribe Called Quest, by the way. Man, y'all are such legends.
And, I mean, right there, that name...
This is the wokest thing that has ever... Look, right there, we have the wokening. That's how you know. As soon as you see this, Seth Rogen. What? Oh, that's oh, here comes the woke.
And, I mean, right there... That name should tell you all you need to know right there. A leftist.
Okay, fuck. That was a bit. I have not pre-watched this. I did not know he was supposed to do that, but there you go. Yeah, the truth is stranger than fiction sometimes.
This psychopath.
Leftist psychopath. He's like, he's a rich Hollywood liberal. Maybe you socked him. I hope so. I mean, I love Seth Rogen. I grew up with his shit. But holy fuck. What? Oh, leftist psychopath. Here it comes.
Stay still. Stay still.
Let's try that again, but with ninja stars.
Hey, why did we pick a fruit shaped exactly like my head?
Just stop talking. You're ruining my concentration.
You're fine.
By the way, to younger generations, if you haven't started like just listening to the entire catalog of Tribe Called Quest, please do it. Oh man, are they so good? That was like, you know, that was my high school experience. One of my favorite hip hop groups of all time. You gotta go like absorb all of it.
Chill. He's gonna die.
Wait, did you hear that? What was that?
Well, nothing we can do. You guys want to grab pizza?
Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
What the heck are those things? They look like little Shreks to me.
To be honest, this might be the only like TMNT movie coming out in a long time that I was actually like, I want to see this. I didn't care about the Michael Bay shit. I didn't even want to see that CGI like animated one, but it was okay. It was fine. But like, you know, it's just like this was the stuff of my childhood. But I'm not into like, you know, I for future generations, kids, go have fun, enjoy it. TMNT is a fun property. But this is the first one where I'm like, I want to see this. Yeah, I like the vibe. The art style is so satisfied. That's the other thing too. I love the painted aesthetic of the whole thing. And I know we can just do this with AI or other like, you know, automation now, but still really cool.
Oh, we've prepared our whole lives for this. Can I kick it?
Oh my, I'm gonna be sick.
Leo, what happened? Is Donnie bleeding?
It was an accident. Mikey, watch out!
So you
Look how mad this baby is. Okay, sorry. We need to enhance this, all right? We need, for science, we need to be able to look at this one. Oh, God, sick. Sick. What is the shit? God damn it. Oh, a bunch of black people. Hip hop, the worst of all the musical genres together. Oh my God, he's even wearing a sweatshirt. I just noticed the Geeks and Gamers making up the American flag. My word, this is a new level of patriotism I've never seen before, sir. I don't know how you can get this mad at darling things, you know? It's like how the right is always obsessed with fucking candy. Like, why are you all so obsessed with candy? I don't give a fuck who represents the M&Ms. I genuinely don't. It has zero concern to me. Does not matter if, like, you know, they're trying fucking big-tittied mummy dommies or if it's a fucking, you know, dude with a horse collar. I don't care who represents the M&M candy franchise. It's not an important thing to me. And if someone else is like, hey, by the way, did you know, Lance, that an indigenous person is now the current purple M&M? I'd be like, okay. Great. Like, this is not going to affect my life in any way, shape, or form. This will not change my day to day. This is just not for me, I suppose.
you were baby turtles.
And there is the fat black April O'Neil.
Oh my God! She started this thing by being like, apparently if you criticize this movie, you're a racist. If you criticize this trailer, you're a fat phobe. If you make fun of this, you're a racist and you hate fat people. And there we have it. The fat black woman appears in the trailer. Look at that, everyone. They have gone full woke. They're so woke you can't even criticize them. You can't even talk about it. If you are to talk about it, they're going to be like, hey, by the way, you're being racist and fatphobic. And I also want to point out, this is the thing that I decidedly have a very big problem with. I do not want to see a black woman in this movie at all. I don't want to see black people in general. So this is really, really, really painful for me. Wow.
One quick thing. This video isn't over, by the way. There's tons more juicy content coming right up. I just want to quickly tell you about Mind Explosions. It's a new channel we launched that features viral style videos loaded with incredible facts about animals and other cute stuff, with agitprop peppered randomly in the middle of it, so they're seasoned to perfection. Please go to youtube.com/@mindexplosions and subscribe and share the videos. It really helps out the project and helps spread the messaging like a glorious butter over the bread of life. That's youtube.com/@mindexplosions and prepare your mind for the mind explosions.
And if you criticize her or this film or her weight or anything, you are you already know. You already know all of the isms and ist and
My dude, you can't have it both ways. You get one or the other, okay? So you get to do this thing where you make and have a career of vilifying marginalized groups. You can do that. You also don't get to not be called out for it. Like, you can't do the thing and then have other people be like, by the way, it really seems like you hate black people. I can't even say that I don't want a black April O'Neil in my movie without being called a racist by all the woke scolds, the cancel culture, the 1984. It's happening in real time.
All of the nonsense that you're going to be labeled against. But at this point, does anyone really care about these labels? No, you don't care. I don't care. Normal people.
Well, you never cared. Like, you're a proud, avowed, racist, transphobe, bigot, anti-LGBT. Like, you take your pick. Like, come on. Yeah, you've never cared. You just don't want the label. That's it. You want to be like, no, I'm not a bigot. I just want to be a bigot and not be called a bigot. You get that, right?
Don't care because we understand what's going on here, and it's been going on, and it is so far over the line. And as I said many times, with social justice nonsense, it never fails, and there's never enough. It doesn't matter how much you try and work with social justice freaks, they are never satisfied, and they are always going to take it too far. And then once they've taken it too far, they're going to go 10 more miles over the line. Social justice does not care about anything.
So, these nerds don't know the first fucking thing about TMNT lore. And that's one of the biggest transgressions when it comes to all this. It turns out the original creators of TMNT and the original colorist who did April O'Neil's character wanted the character and planned the character in the actual notes to be Asian. The original character was supposed to be Asian. Yes, that's correct. And then the character turned out to be multiracial. Because the wife at the time of one of the two creators, his wife was multiracial, and he named the character after her. That's the lore. That's the reality. In fact, April O'Neil was first introduced to be let's just say, henchwoman of Baxter Stockman. Baxter Stockman, I'm sure many of you know as the white guy who creates the Mousers in TMNT. Well, he wasn't white. He was black. The original Baxter Stockman in the original graphic novel was black. And April O'Neil in that episode is ambiguous. And then as she started being introduced within the TMNT canon, she was multiracial initially. Yes, this is just the history of TMNT. So you should have been mad your whole lives for a really long time about the fact that she was being misrepresented. She's been like, why is there a white woman in a yellow jumpsuit playing April O'Neil? She's supposed to be multiracial. I don't understand this. Apparently, if I talk about it, I'm a racist.
Other than being fake offended and creating reasons for you to be upset so they can then take your anger or your displeasure and then turn that into racism or whatever it is that they're labeling it. So this right here is a complete and total joke beyond belief. It's another Little Mermaid. It's another...
Okay, so let's do a little learning. This is an older comic, not the original one, by the way. Oh, yes, sir, I'm going to pick up the tickets at the airport. I've got my passport, my bags are packed, my ride's on the way. No, you nut. I'm not going to see my mummy. Get a life. Come on, April. You don't want to go there. It's too hot. Yeah, I'll take the shelter of the dark, cool, and slimy sewers any day. This is one of the originals. Here. Holy mackerel. Look at this place. Police, SWAT teams, National Guard. Oh, geez. I hope these guys aren't in that building. This was where they were headed the last time I saw them, over 3 days ago. Ma'am, beg your pardon. I've got orders. This area is to be cleared. All civilians this way, please. Wait, what's going on? Sorry, ma'am. Afraid. I'm not at liberty to say. Please. A friend of mine is supposed to be there yesterday to apply for the job. I haven't heard from him since. Sorry. Heck. This is the new one, obviously. And here she is. This is the original April O'Neil. This is the ex-wife of the creator of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, who is multiracial, and whose namesake the character was based upon. And something that obviously it does not help the bigots' narratives. Screen Rant has a really good article on TMNT. Was April O'Neil's original appearance whitewashed? A hard look at why April O'Neil was originally drawn as a woman of color in the comic books, but depicted as a red-headed white woman in the cartoon. There's an old saying, too proud to whitewash and too poor to paint. In recent years, the term whitewash has been repurposed to represent a variety of forms of censorship, most frequently the covering up of reinventing the characters of color as Caucasian. Contentious comic book readers often cite April O'Neil from TMNT as an example of a controversial practice. Others deny the claim. What compelling evidence on both sides, the question remains, was April O'Neil original ethnicity whitewashed? April O'Neil first appeared in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Volume 1, Number 2 in 1984 as the assistant to the evil scientist Baxter Stockman. Later, she would become a close ally of the TMNT and Casey Jones' love interest. While in the comic books, black and white interior makes April's ethnicity hard to discern, the cover of TMNT Number 11 depicts April O'Neil as a light-skinned woman of color with black curly hair. Co-creator Kevin Eastman admitted that O'Neil's appearance was based on his then-girlfriend April Fisher, herself a woman of mixed race. Claims of whitewashing first surfaced in 1986 when TMNT number 1 to 11 were reprinted in color and April appeared as a Caucasian woman with red hair. In 1986, TMNT co-creators Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird made deals with Playmate Toys and Murakami Wolf Swenson Productions. Playmate would create a line of action figures based on the property, and they would eventually produce a cartoon promoting them. The hit animated television show debuted in 1987, and April again appeared as a pale skin and red-headed. Speculation mounted that Eastman and Laird had been pressured to whitewash April in a colorized comic book and reprint a tie-in with her upcoming cartoon portrayal. The point here being that they basically, and this has been speculated, there's not direct confirmation of this, that they wanted to have a more marketable toy in order to sell to more children, and that is where the prominence and canonization of April O'Neil's white woman came from. That has not been confirmed, but that's something that's obviously speculated. The Black April gave way to an Irish April and would not return for 32 years. Eastman and Laird watched their self-published comic book evolve into a multimedia empire. Devoted fans of the Reptilian Ninjas have argued that April O'Neil's ethnic identity is less a case of whitewashing and more a result of miscommunication. In 2002 TMNT autobiography, Kevin Eastman explained that April was originally created as an Asian character in Pete's Notes, but named after the African-American woman I once knew. Conversely, Laird addressed the subject by saying, "It depends on which co-creator of TMNT you ask. If you ask me, I always saw April O'Neil as white. If you ask Kevin, I suspect he would say, as he did in a number of interviews, that he saw her of mixed race, much like his former girlfriend, then wife, and then ex-wife April." This disagreement would explain the inconsistency of April's appearance and provide a less nefarious explanation for the subsequent race change. Representation is important, blah, blah, blah. So the point being that canonically, April O'Neil, according to one of the two creators of the series, was mixed race, and they even gave April the namesake based on their own wife, or ex-wife, I should say, who was also mixed race. It's very clearly established. I know some people get really mad when I talk about this aspect of popular culture because they're like, well, but April was supposed to be Asian. Is this Asian erasure? It's like this individual, regardless of what you want to say, was originally depicted as a person who was mixed race and has since been, in popular society, broadly speaking, canonicized as a white woman. And so I have no problem with the fact that April O'Neil in the TMNT series was a red-headed, yellow jumpsuit wearing white woman, or in the movies as well. I grew up with that shit. I love that shit. Also, if you're going to get furious, like really big mad, that there's a new cartoon coming out where April is black, guess what? That's dedicated to the original series. You should fucking celebrate this shit if you genuinely care about race swaps, about ethnic swaps. Like all these fucking pop culture right-wingers who are always like, why does every character need to be black? Like, I just don't understand. I wouldn't make Martin Luther King black, so why would I make the Little Mermaid black, you know? Like, this seems very weird to me. Why does every character suddenly need to become a black character? That's all I'm saying. I'm very upset about this. Well, you've never been upset about the fact that April O'Neil has been portrayed by a white woman for a long time. For a really long time. I mean, April O'Neil has been black in other cartoon series, by the way. This is not the first time this has happened, but I didn't hear any outrage about that. Why didn't you care about the fact that the Prince of Persia was played by a white guy? I would assume because it's, you know, kind of in the title of the video game. Like, I know the character in the video game is white appearing. I mean, you could say closer to yellow, but you didn't really have a concern about that. I didn't see outrage. I didn't see a whole bunch of people being like, yeah, you know? Kind of makes me think about white Jesus. Okay, well, that's kind of the most extreme example. We can't, if we bring up white Jesus, I mean.
Other Ghostbusters 2016, and it simply shows you that the people in Hollywood do not care at all in any capacity. This is going to be a disaster beyond belief. I grew up with the Ninja Turtles. I loved the Ninja Turtles. They were awesome. They had their own unique personalities. And for people like Seth Rogen and anyone else involved with this production just to take this and actively push identity politics into it just for the sake of doing it tells you everything you need to know. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.
Y'all have stolen nerd valor. That's all I can say. You're not real nerds. You don't actually care about the source material. I'm deeply, deeply ashamed. Honestly, that new movie looks darling. I can't wait to see it. It looks fun. I'm excited. That's all I'm going to say.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form. Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Juste, we shall spend many a generations building mighty cathedrals in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your oafish jesters, here to offer you a laugh at any opportunity. To our brave knights of the Round Table, Rachel K., Izzy Solidarity, Victoria Bell, Sebastian Demel, Mark Harmon, Benji Arnie, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Everything Important, Hegbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Doug Cady, Daniel Sutton, Jenna Tal, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevbot EXE, Brian Ephraim, Anthropophojack, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Nkosin, Ralph Parler, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Todd Buckingham, and Todd La Jeunesse. We salute our valiant heroes off to fight injustice everywhere.